Oh, is everybody muted now, looks like? Yeah, good. Great. Wow, 15 of you, that's exciting. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. I think we'll get started, and if a couple people kind of straggle in, then they do. I'm assuming maybe I've met you all, but I don't actually know, so I'm Brandee if I haven't. So today we'll have kind of a fairly gentle, we'll still maybe build just a little bit of heat with some flow. It'll be nice though, so I hope that you have found a way onto your back. Again, feeling free to use some support underneath your knees or behind your back or your head, whatever's cozy for you, okay? And I want us to start with just taking a few big, full, deep breaths here together. And see if you can kind of draw the breath a little deeper into the belly. And then just kind of sigh the air out your mouth. Like, and it's kind of helpful for you, you can place your hands on your belly to feel the breath move through you. You can also kind of take one hand, place it over your heart. And as we kind of begin the practice, I want you to really, if you're able to drop any expectations you have for the next hour here. So we're going to come to the mat with kind of a fresh idea of what's going to happen, a clean slate. And we'll just move and breathe and honor and respect our bodies and what we're bringing to the mat tonight. And if you haven't already, I'll invite you to just kind of soften your eyes and just take a few moments to really check in with yourself. Maybe take a scan of your body. Notice any areas that are holding tension or feeling tight. Gradually start to bring your attention back to your breath. And again, if it's helpful for you to have that kind of physical touch, bring a hand to your belly, maybe one to your chest, and kind of feel it as it moves through you. Feel the beat of your heart. Kind of allow the breath and that life force to kind of bring you into this moment. We don't need to worry about what happened earlier today or what else we've got left to do tonight or the rest of the week. You can kind of gently practice just staying here in the moment. And I do always like to begin practice with a quote or a thought or a poem of some sort. And this feels relevant right now. Feels like, you know, a lot of people are at home, and it almost feels like because we're at home, there's this pressure to cleanse and do and produce and go, just like our kind of normal lifestyle. And so, yeah, I'm going to read this. This is, it's called Let Yourself Rest. If you're exhausted, rest. If you don't feel like starting a new project, don't. If you don't feel the urge to make something new, just rest in the beauty of the old, the familiar, the known. If you don't feel like talking, stay silent. If you're fed up with the news, turn it off. If you want to postpone something until tomorrow, do it. If you want to do nothing, let yourself do nothing today. Feel the fullness of the emptiness, the vastness of the silence, the sheer life in your unproductive moments. Time does not always need to be filled. You are enough simply in your being. And so I'll invite you to, if you'd like, maybe take a moment. I like to kind of allow you to maybe set an intention for your practice or maybe the week ahead. It could be something as simple as may I be kind, or may I be open, or whatever it is that you need. Maybe you just want to fill your heart with gratitude. Feel free to do that as well, but I'll give you a few moments to, again, keep your eyes soft and yeah, take these mindful moments to do so. And when you're ready, I'm just going to invite you to maybe gently remove any supports you have beneath you, the blanket or cushion or bolster. So you're just kind of lying flat on your back. And then you can bend your knees. And from here, take your arms out to the sides with your palms facing down. You can step your feet apart a little bit if you'd like, or keep them close together. But we're just going to come into a gentle twist. So we'll allow the knees to drop down towards the left here. Feel free to look over the right shoulder. We're going to bring the head to the center, knees to follow, and then we'll allow them to drop down towards the right. Again, option to maybe look over the left shoulder here. Bringing everything back up. We're going to do that one more time. This time, if you want to take it just a little bit deeper, you're going to bring the knees in towards the belly first, and then slowly kind of allow gravity to take them to the left. Let your feet drop, your knees drop. Option to take that left hand to the right knee if you'd like. And again, if it's okay on your neck, you can look over the right shoulder. You lifted that hand, just plant it back down. Again, knees and head back to the center. Pause here and adjust your hips if you need, and then we'll head off towards the right. Same options here. You can keep your feet planted as you twist. Option to bring that right hand to the knee and look over the left shoulder. Plant your palm back down, knees to the center, head to follow. From here, I'm just going to give your knees a squeeze to your belly and do a little rocking from side to side. And from here, step your feet down onto your mat with your knees bent. Reach your arms out behind you, stretch out the torso. It's okay on your low back here. Feel free to also kind of reach the legs as well, pointing the toes. Now, whether your knees are bent and your feet are planted or your legs are extended like mine are, start to walk your feet towards the right. Just a couple inches. Option to cross the left foot over the ankle. And you can stay right here if you'd like. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, we're just going to inch the arms towards the right as well, maybe the torso. But we're going to try to really think about keeping our left hip and shoulder kind of rooted. Bring the torso and the arms back to the center, legs to follow. And then we'll just head the other way, so walking towards the left. Again, if your knees are bent, you're just doing the same thing here, maybe crossing the knee over instead of just the ankle. Feel free to just pause. We're going to inch the torso and the arms to the left as well. Again, slowly, torso, arms back to the center, legs to follow. Step the feet down onto the mat if they're not already. You can roll yourself over onto the left side here. You can just kind of take your head into your left hand if you'd like. We're gonna kind of reach for the right heel. And we're just gonna kind of snug it in towards the sit bone here. Now, if you have any knee pain at all, you can explore with maybe lifting or pulling it down. Just kind of move around until it feels okay for you. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, feel really kind of press that hip crease forward. And we'll release the foot. You're gonna just bring the knee in towards the chest and then kind of open it up. If you'd like, you can kind of grab a hold of your foot or ankle and kind of raise the sole of your foot up. Now from here, option to kind of straighten the leg, taking your hand kind of behind the thigh or the knee or the calf, or maybe grabbing a hold of your big toe. Keep a nice bend in your left leg here, help for a little balance. And when you're ready, we're going to set that right foot down in front of the left leg if you can. I'm going to press into the mat. I'm going to lift the torso here. You can start to straighten out the left leg if you haven't already. And then we'll kind of use the right arm to press into the knee. You kind of twist towards the left if you'd like, gently. Now feel free to stay right here or take this a step further and come into kind of a modified side plank where we'll root into the right foot and the outer edge of the left foot, as well as your palm. And we'll lift the hip, reach the right arm up, maybe over. Breathe. And we'll slowly lower down here. You can make your way again onto your side. Bend the left leg, the bottom one. And as we roll onto the back, we're going to keep that foot crossed over. Again, you can just stay right here, maybe gently kind of pressing that knee away, keeping the foot flexed. Option to reach behind your left thigh or maybe even towards the front of your shin. Kind of pull it in towards your belly a little. And just hold here. Ready, release, uncross the foot, and again just hug both knees into your belly, a little rocking. And switch sides so I can see you. Let's roll onto the right side when you're ready. And bring your head into your right hand if you'd like. You're going to reach for that left heel this time. And again, just explore with however you can kind of find that stretch in the front of your leg here. You can lift the knee up or keep it lower. You need to deepen it. We're really trying to press that hip crease forward. Ready, let's release, grab a hold of the knee, kind of pull it in towards your chest, maybe a little wider than the torso. And stay right here or kind of lift the sole of your foot up to the ceiling, having a nice bend in the knee. Very natural to be a little wobbly, but again, keep that bottom leg bent for that little extra stability. When you're ready, let's explore with straightening that leg up. Again, maybe reaching kind of behind the thigh or the knee or the calf, or maybe grabbing a hold of your big toe. ready, we'll release. We're going to step that foot down in front of the right leg here. Feel free to straighten that right leg. And then press into the mat. Lift the torso. You can use that left hand to kind of press in to the knee and gently twist to your right. And when you're ready, option to just stay right where you are, or we're going to kind of root the foot, the outer edge of the right foot in your palm, and we're going to lift the hip, reach that left arm up. Option to reach it right overhead towards the top of your mat. Try not to hold your breath here. Then we'll slowly lower that hip. And again, start to bend that bottom knee. We can lay back onto our side. And then we'll roll onto the back here, coming into our kind of reclined hip stretch. Stay right here if you need. Option again to kind of reach behind the right thigh or shin. Again, we'll just hang out here for a few moments.
She said, hello mister, pleased to meet you. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. She smelled the daisies, she smelled the daisies.
Are you ready? Release. Uncross your foot, give your knees a squeeze to your belly.
Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane.
Now from here, I want you to take your palms, kind of place them just very gently beneath your sit bones for a little extra leverage here. We're going to raise the feet up so our calves kind of become parallel with the floor. You can keep your knees a little closer to your belly if you'd like. Or if you want to kind of build a little more heat, you're going to try and stack the knees above the hips. And you'll notice as the further away your knees come, the more your core is going to kind of flare up here, which is what we're hoping for. And feel free to stay here or start to straighten out the right leg. Allow it to hover as far down as you'd like, and then bring it back up. Left leg. And as we move through this, right to left, just going to really focus on continuing to breathe. Lots of times when we get into kind of core exercises, we like to hold our breath. So we'll keep breathing through it.
Gonna hold you, gonna kiss you in my arms.
Okay, let's do one more each side here.
Gonna take you away from home.
And then from here, give me the squeeze one last time. Plant your feet. Roll yourself over onto your right or left side. And just kind of make your way right into a tabletop here. So wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. Stretch out the abdomen as you come into your cow stretch. And then on your exhale, kind of press into your mat, round your back, let your head hang. Move back and forth. Now when you're ready, we're going to come to a neutral spine here. I want you to walk your hands forward an inch or two, tuck the toes under, and we'll press back to a downward dog. Feel free to kind of pedal the feet out. Take your time. And when you're ready, soften the knees down to your mat. Keep your toes curled under and start to lift your torso, sinking your hips towards your heels. If this is too much for your knees or your feet, you can also kind of stay high. This is a little better for you. From here, take your hands out in front of you with your palms facing away from each other. And then reach the right arm over the left, interlace the fingers, and then just kind of allow your hands to go from left to right. So again, kind of sink your hips to your heels if you can, and if you need to take a break from here, just lift up and lower back down. Now when you're ready, we're just gonna bring the hands towards the belly. Feel free to pause here. If it's available, maybe extending through and then coming back out. Do it a couple more times. And this time as you reach out, release. We'll plant the palms, untuck the toes, shake out the calves here. And then from here, we're gonna lower the left elbow down to the mat. Start to take your right fingertips out in front of you. And then from here, allow the chest and the head to soften down. When you're ready, starting to lift the chest, we'll just drop the right elbow beneath the shoulder and kind of switch sides. So start to take those left fingertips, walk them out in front, and then start to soften down the chest and the head. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands back, tuck your toes under. We're gonna do the same thing, we're just gonna switch sides this time. So again, hands out in front, palms away from each other. This time, left hand lifts. Interlace the fingers and just kind of go from side to side for a few moments. Again, if you need to give your feet a break, just bring your hips up if you're not already here. Then we're going to pause at the center and explore with bringing the hands towards the belly and pausing or extending. And then again, 2 more times. And as you reach up this time, we'll release. And just kind of roll your wrists. And then, okay, when you're ready, let's plant the palms, press yourself back to a downward dog, and pedal your feet out. And this time, let's inhale to look forward. We'll step the feet to the front of the mat, and we're just gonna pause here. And if your hamstrings are really tight, use your supports that you had lying on your back, your blankets or your bolster. If you have a block, that's great. Just use what you have. Pause in your forward fold. I want you to bring the feet so they're about hips distance apart. Think hip bones here. And then start to bend your knees and sink your hips a little bit. Keep the weight in the heels, and then just start to lift your torso. You bring your hands to heart center. Feel free to come up fairly high. If you want to, you can come a little lower into your chair pose. Just gonna hold. Shake the hips a little, do the shoulders. Then we'll slowly start to straighten up. Reach the arms up here. Release. Take the hands behind you. Lengthen the spine. and then forward fold. Let your arms drop. Bend the knees as much as you need. I'm gonna back my camera up here. See that I'm headless when I'm grooving with you. It's not ideal. You ready? We'll release the fingertips down towards the mat. Again, sink the hips and the knees. Reach the arms up and then to heart center here. Again, slowly straighten up. We're gonna move through that one more time. Reach up, open the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back, and then again, forward fold here. Pause, let your arms just kind of dangle there. And again, when you're ready, release the fingertips, sweep them towards your mat. One more time, come back into your chair pose. This time feel free to sink a little deeper. Again, keeping the weight in the heels, maybe even lifting the toes. And from here, slowly straighten up. Well done. We'll kind of again take the arms behind you. This time, interlace the fingers behind your back. And then bring your hands kind of towards your right hip. Really think about kind of softening the shoulders here. And then we're going to drop the chin towards the chest and allow the head to roll towards your hands here. So towards the right. And then bring it back to the center. And then off towards the right. Start to go back and forth. Take your time. Bring your head to the center. When you're ready, we'll take the hands towards the left hip. Again, soften the shoulders here. And we'll tuck the chin, this time allowing the head to roll to the left. And back to the center. You're all muted here, so feel free to kind of belt this one out. Always encouraged to sing while you're yogiing.
I'd probably break down and cry.
One more time here.
Sweet child of mine.
Then head to the center. From here, just open your arms up to the sides. And then from here, we're gonna cross the right arm over the left, and we're gonna come into our eagle arms here. So maybe the backs of your hands come together, maybe your palms. Bind one more. Inhale here to kind of reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, drop the elbows. You're gonna bring the weight into the left foot. You're gonna kind of reach the right leg out behind, and feel free to just stay right here. If you want to start to hinge at the hips, we're gonna try to keep the torso in line with the back leg. So just hinging nice and slow. And if you notice the right hip starting to lift, try to square it back to the mat. You can either point those right toes or flex the foot. Try to keep your core stable here.
Sweet child of mine.
When you're ready, we'll slowly come up. Plant the right foot here. Inhale, reach up. Palms touch the top on your exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a full breath here. When you're ready, you're going to open the arms up to the side. This time, left arm is going to come on top. Come into your eagle arms. Reach up. Exhale, draw the elbows towards your belly. Plant the right foot, pick up the left. And right away here, before we even start moving, stabilize your core. If you'd like, start to hinge at the hips. So just kind of focus on keeping that left hip square. gonna bend the front knee and step that left foot down behind. Lower the heel, reach the arms up, release the bind. And then from here on your exhale, you're gonna forward fold over top of that right leg. Again, feel free to use your supports or bend that front knee. But try to keep your hips and your chest kind of square to the front of your mat here. And just allow your head to drop. Now from here, just lift your chin so it's looking forward. We're gonna press into the mat with that back foot, and we're gonna drag it so it kind of comes behind and to the right of your front foot. Again, you can kind of just pause here, use your supports if you need them, bend your knees if you need. But your left foot is kind of behind and off to the right of your right foot. And then when you're ready, we're gonna actually keep taking that left foot out towards the right. So you can take it just an inch or two and pause here if you want to. Keep reaching it, kind of going as low as you can, or if there's a couch in the way like here, maybe you'll pause there. And then when you're ready, we'll really root that right foot. We're gonna pick up the left and just set it next to your right. Pause here in your forward fold. Now slowly start to uncurl. As you get to the top, inhale, reach up. We're going to take a step back with the right foot. This time, drop the heel. Hips and chest are still square towards the front here. And then we're just going to reach up and then forward fold. Again, have a nice bend in that front knee if you need it. Let your head hang. You're ready, press into the mat. Let's drag that foot behind and to the left of that front foot. And we'll just kind of hang here for a few moments. And when you're ready, feel free to stay right here or start to kind of inch that foot towards the left a little more, maybe even a little more, whatever is kind of available and is feeling okay for you tonight. Now this time, as we kind of pick up the right foot, we're gonna take a big step back, and we're gonna actually kind of soften that right knee down. Your supports here if you need them, maybe one on either side of your front foot. So we're just going to kind of shift the hips forward and then back. So again, if you're feeling really tight, your supports, just make them a little taller, a little thicker. And if you don't need them, just bring your hands right to the mat and go back and forth. If your floor is hard like mine, and this is a lot on your back knee, you can also take one of your supports and kind of give your knee a little extra cushion. I know that can be a lot. Now this time, as you roll forward, pause here. Just kind of let the hips feel heavy for a moment. And then we're going to curl the back toes under, lift the knee. We're going to plant the right hand. Just going to gently twist here, bringing the left hand to your hip. Option to reach it all the way up to the ceiling. And just take your gaze wherever it feels okay on your neck. Maybe down to your mat out in front of you. If it's okay, you can look up to the ceiling. Now when you're ready, we're going to take that left hand. We're going to plant it on the inside of the left foot here. Again, use as support. We're going to drop the right heel down, the back heel, and then we're going to open up the right arm.
Imagine if the mind never interfered. Imagine we could fly with broken wings.
Take that right arm, start to reach it out in front of you. Lengthen out that thigh body. And then we'll plant the hand, square the hips and the chest. And again, we'll lower the back knee. And when you're ready, we're going to come to the outer edge of the left foot here, letting that knee kind of drop open. And again, just allow the hips to feel heavy here. Okay, if it's available to you and you'd like, you can also kind of lower down onto your forearms.
I'm creating a dream. Please, patience, please, patience, please.
And start to plant the palms, bring the knee back up to the center. One more time, we're going to shift the hips back and we're just going to pause and hold. And we'll start to bring the weight forward. Now we're going to switch sides here. So if you'd like, curl the back toes under, lift the knee. You're going to start to walk the hands to the right. And then all the way towards that foot as you kind of maybe are facing the back wall. If you want and it's kind of awkward with where your camera's at, just switch the leg that you're on. We're going to again soften that knee. Cushion it if you need.
Imagine if true activist control.
And once you're kind of rooted, start to explore going forward and back. And as you do so, don't worry about feeling like you need to have this leg straight as you roll back. Keep a nice bend in the knee. Now the next time you're rolling the weight forward, we're going to pause here. Again, just kind of allow the hips to feel heavy.
I'm creating a dream.
And when you're ready, you're going to curl the toes under, lift the back knee. Keep the left hand planted on your mat for support. And we'll take the right hand to your hip. Option to reach it right up to the ceiling, taking your gaze wherever feels best.
I'm creating a dream.
And when you're ready, we'll plant the right hand on the inside. We're going to drop the left heel down. And then we'll take the left hand to the hip or all the way up.
I'm creating a dream.
When you're ready, take that left arm out in front of you, reach. And again, we'll slowly drop that left hand, pivot the hips and the chest back to the center, soften the back knee. And then we'll come to the outer edge of the right foot here, allowing the knee to drop open. And just stay nice and tall if this feels really good. Option, if it's available, to maybe lower down onto your forearms. ready, plant the palms. Bring the knee back to the center. This time as gracefully as you'd like. Kind of bring that leg out behind. Remove support if you'd like. You to move through a few cat-cow here. With your breath inhaling and exhaling. Ready, you're going to make your way onto your bottom. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together. You can kind of just grab a hold of your ankles if you'd like, sitting kind of nice and tall. I want you to start with just kind of dropping your chin, allowing your head to roll from side to side. Even though we're starting to wrap up our practice now, I'm going to continually check in with ourselves, where we're at. Ready, bring your head to the center. On your inhale, I want you to think about kind of reaching your heart forward. And on your exhale, let your chin drop and kind of round your back. It's almost like you're doing kind of a seated cat-cow here. Let's move back and forth with your breath. Next time that you're kind of sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take that kind of open heart and reach it forward as far down as you can, and then start to just round forward, let your head hang. And I know that when we come into this pose, we like to grab a hold of our toes and pull them up. See if instead you can maybe grab a hold of the soles of your feet or your ankles to encourage a deeper stretch if you need it. You can also kind of take your forearms beneath the ankles, and that'll also encourage you to pull down a little deeper as well, if you need that. Ready, you can start to uncurl. And as you get to the top, take your hands to the outer edges of your knees, bring them up and together. Just kind of wrap yourself up here. You're going to pick up the toes, start to kind of reach or slide your heels out in front of you. Just round forward. Again, as much as you'd like, you can have a nice bend in the knees. Try to just let your head hang. Maybe pull the toes towards the shin.
It's a little bit funny.
And start to uncurl. As you get to the top, take your hands out behind you. Take your feet kind of the width of your mat, maybe a little wider. Just do some windshield wipers back and forth.
I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where...
When you're ready, we're going to come into kind of a reclined heart opener. With your supports here, you can kind of explore around with how you'd like to, whatever feels best. You can kind of have one blanket for your head. Feel free to make it a little taller. And then have one for your back. And you're just going to kind of snug up next to it. And as you lie back, we're gonna kind of really intentionally encourage the shoulder blades together. Allow the palms to face up. Again, adjust the blankets or bolster support however you need. And then bend the knees, bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees just drop open.
Now that it's done, I hope you don't mind.
So you're just gonna kind of hold and breathe.
That I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no. Or a girl who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is a song.
At any point, feel free to kind of counter the stretch with some windshield wipers back and forth. Or just stepping your feet apart and kind of allowing your knees to drop in towards each other.
How wonderful life is. Now you're in the world.
So now from here, I want you to take just the next minute or two to start to kind of, again, really check in with your body and just finish up your practice kind of however you need to. So any other stretch or movement that your body could still use, take the next minute or two to do that. A few more moments here. any point, you're welcome to kind of make your way to your final resting pose, lying on your backs and feeling free to use those blankets for support or not. Maybe just coming flat on your back. Again, you have time to spend a few more moments kind of finishing up, making sure if you did something that involved the right and the left side that we keep that balance, and we do both. I'll just give you a few more moments here, finishing up. If you're already on your back, just kind of finding that stillness. See if you can encourage the shoulder blades together gently. Have your palms maybe facing up. You can take a few mindful breaths if you'd like. If you haven't already, start to make your way onto your back now. Just get yourself as cozy as you can. And to start to just allow stillness. And start to find value in stillness. If you're exhausted, rest. If you don't feel like starting a new project, don't. If you don't feel the urge to make something new, just rest in the beauty of the old, the familiar, the known. If you don't feel like talking, stay silent. If you're fed up with the news, turn it off. If you want to postpone something until tomorrow, do it. If you want to do nothing, let yourself do nothing today. Feel the fullness of the emptiness, the vastness of the silence, and the sheer life in your unproductive moments. Time does not always need to be filled. You are enough simply in your being. to lengthen out your breath. And just let the air out your mouth. Start to just begin to bring some really gentle movement back into your body. And again, just check in with yourself. And start to make those movements a little bigger as you stretch out or maybe curl up into a little ball. When you're ready, just gently roll yourself over onto your right or left side. In your own time, just pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And feel free to keep your hands in your lap. If it's in your practice, please feel free to bring them to heart center. And I'll invite you to soften your eyes and bring kind of that intention that you may have said or that gratitude. Just bring it back to mind one more time. Now, I always love to unmute at the end, the very end. Don't remember if I can unmute you. I can't. Chris, can you unmute everybody? Or whoever else is on here. No? Okay, well, in that case, yeah, if you want to unmute yourselves.
I think I am unmuted now.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your Monday and your week. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask away. I'm on Facebook with Yoga with Bee, and I have other classes throughout the week as well. So thank you so much, and namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.